Hey guys, welcome back to ColOurMeTrans. I'm Jason. I'm your Monday guy, and this week's topic is creating safer spaces for our trans sisters of color. Um, I'm really big on this topic, and it actually gets me a little emotional. You probably won't see that, but um, it's just a really big topic for me because of the simple fact that I know that trans women of color, their journeys are so much harder than ours, and I feel like the amount of bullshit, discrimination, domestic violence, all the stuff that they endure on a daily basis is it needs more media attention. It needs to be out there more. Um, Within this year alone, there has already been 14 murders of trans women of color. There was 11 within the first 3 months of this year. 72% of hate crimes against LGBT uh, are against trans women. 90% of that are trans women of color. That's a big number. That's a problem. Uh, the main issues that trans women of color face are police brutality and domestic violence. Domestic violence being the main one. Uh, in 2013, there were 21 trans women of color that were murdered by their partners. 50% of people of color, trans people of color, um, uh, had the highest domestic violence rate documented in history that year. Trans people of color are 2.6% 2.6 times more likely to become a victim of domestic violence than a cisgender female or male. Uh, I'm giving you information, statistics, facts because I actually did this topic. I researched everything for a report I was doing and a prezi and everything for my English class this past semester, and I just got so into the topic, and since then it's something that I just feel so strongly for. Like, we need to create safer spaces for our sisters. This is a huge issue. Um, they're always profiled as sex workers and drug addicts and criminals, and although it is true sometimes, it's the simple fact it's because that's the result of them being discriminated against by the same oppressive ass system that profiles them. You know what I mean? Like, nothing works for them. Sorry, I dropped my paper. You know what I mean? And it's a huge problem. Um, they face a lot of transphobia, a lot of misogyny. Basically, they face a lot of trans misogyny. Point blank. Period. You know what I mean? Because for them, being trans is illegal. You know what I mean? Um, 1 in 12 trans women have a chance at being murdered. 1 in 8 if you're a trans woman of color. Every 72 hours, it's 3 days. Every 3 days, a trans person is being murdered. A trans person of color at that. Um, Within the last 7 years, there has been over 2,000 trans murders globally. That's a huge number. You know, and granted, it's been over a 7 year period. That's still a lot if you really think about it. Um, there's been more than 1,000 in South America and over 600 alone in Brazil. Like, that's, tell me those numbers aren't huge. You know what I mean? The only thing that we can really do to create a safer space for our trans sisters of color is to be respectful. You know what I mean? Don't treat them differently just because they're trans. You know, we need to stand up for them. If we see them in a situation that's uncomfortable for them, we need to stand up and say, hey, like, I'm here for you. What can I do to make you comfortable? You know what I mean? Respect them as when it comes to speaking about female body and anatomy and all of that kind of stuff. Like, just be respectful. You know what I mean? Because it's stuff that they want that they cannot physically have because of this. You know what I mean? Like, every day is a struggle for them, and we need to stand up and make things comfortable for them. Um, if you know somebody that's trans, that's a woman of color, ask her, what can I do so that you around me, I can be your safe haven. You can come to me. You can feel comfortable around me. You know what I mean? Like, what are your boundaries? You know, um, like I said, this is just a huge topic. There's so much that I can say, but I can only record so much, and it's really irritating. But um, I'm definitely going to post some links down below so that you guys can access this information and see what you can do to create a safer environment for trans women of color in your area. You know what I mean? You can advocate for them and stand up for them the way that you would for your trans brothers. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and check out everybody else's videos, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.